Hey Sagittarius Capricorns, welcome into your love reading for February 2025. For this message, we're going to look at Venus's retrograde energy, what might be shifting for you, changing for you, being brought into perspective for you. All right, let's get into that. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, my ascended ancestors, and all holy angels, I thank you so much. Man of the earth, woman of the sky, yeah, we thank you so much for being here and showing us what's going on here with Sagittarians for Venus retrograde from March 1st through April 12th. What's going on with Sagittarians during Venus's retrograde? Oh, that came out kind of funny. All right, let the feminine lead the way. And gifts received. Ooh. Something about that gifts received went straight to my heart chakra. Ooh, and look at that beautifulness. The space between words. So you could have communication coming. You could be doing some communicating here during Venus's retrograde. Maybe you finally feel like it's time to speak your truth, say what's on your heart, Sagittarians, or somebody feels like they need to do that towards you. The space between words wanted to come right back out. That's crazy. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Dang. The space between words. So reading in between the lines, seeing what hasn't been said or what isn't being said could be significant. Maybe you feel like somebody's been dancing around the truth and it's like, let's just cut right to it. The breaking, yeah. Let's just break through this little song and dance that's happening and get to the root of it or get to the truth of it. Whatever that means for you or whatever that might look like for you. Okay, let me do a cricket check. Okay, this for whatever reason that gets wobbly. Hold on. There we go. Okay. We are in business. So 39, 13, and 24 could be significant numbers as well as 65. 39 breaks down into 12 or 3. 13 breaks down into 4. 24 breaks down into 6. Okay, so 3, 4, and 6. 65 breaks down into an 11. So this is energy that will definitely be self-focused for you. Rather than regarding your relationships, it's about the relationship with yourself, more or less. Okay, especially your relationship with divine feminine energy with 13 here, which might require that death and rebirth process or a birthing process. A birthing process, yeah. Gifts received, a birthing process. So I don't know, maybe you are pregnant or you might hear of someone's pregnancy or someone might be giving birth soon. You already know someone's pregnant. Doesn't necessarily have to be, I'm just throwing it out there. The space between words. So maybe you haven't communicated with someone in a long time or someone hasn't communicated with you in a long time and they're letting their feminine energy lead the way. Maybe that's what it is. If you let your feminine energy lead the way, Sagittarius Capricorn, then you will receive the gift that is in between the words. So the gift of what's not said. Whether that is someone withholding or admitting a truth. So like now you know, oh, I see what they're not saying. So this must mean that. Like you can connect a dot in that way. Or the gift is someone filling in those spaces between words, no longer having space between words or space between when you guys do talk to one another. So this could be someone that you connect with sporadically or comes into your orbit every now and again, and now there like won't be any walls between you or any sort of bubble between you or time or space. It's like that's what's breaking. So someone could be having a feminine awakening, okay, or an awakening within their intuition. That could be you. That could be someone connected to you too, because this feels like a connection. You see how even she's holding on to this kind of like stream of energy, and it's wrapped around her. And this feels like a peacock, so the 9 of Pentacles could be significant. And I almost wanted to say the space between worlds, but words is here. This could be Fool energy. And this could be High Priestess. Let's see. Let's not guess. Let's check it in. All right, 39. I'm just going to do the quick synopsis, and I'm not going to read the poems, okay? But this is confirmation here with Let the Feminine Lead the Way, that what you have been feeling or sensing, even without any logical or physical evidence, is worth following up on. Trust your senses over appearances. Trust your intuition over your intellect. You are letting feminine wisdom guide you, and she will steer you in the best direction, okay? So that is what I mean. You are awakening your connection to intuition during Venus's retrograde, maybe being able to recognize and honor the feminine wisdom that is trying to guide you. This feels like effort a little bit on this feminine intuition part. So you've been getting signs, you've been getting messages, you've been getting synchronicities on how to move forward or what to do in this situation, or again, what you're sensing and feeling, what's not being said, what might be going on. You're more accurate than you think, Sagittarians, okay? You're that cusp of prophecy. Sometimes the logic or sometimes the intellect can get in the way of that feminine wisdom. So don't think any sort of intuitive nudge is too crazy to follow up on, okay? All right. Let it lead you. Let's talk about gifts being received. That's always exciting. Okay, maybe gift giving is a love language of yours that you might realize or integrate with during Venus's retrograde. Okay, it says the universe is trying to get something to you, Sagittarians. That's your feminine intuition. It's trying to get something to you. More abundance, more love, an answer to a prayer. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that's what I felt, yeah, that we make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. So relax, have some fun, be at peace. Everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way. Everything is working out just fine. Leading with your feminine energy, Sagittarians, might be extremely new to you. You might get your first taste of that during this Venus retrograde. And I almost feel like it's going to be this sense of, I just need to lay down. I'm just going to sit here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that busy work, or that can wait until another day, or I just feel like I want to rest. When I tell you, you need to follow that. Get used to that. Because maybe there has been a season of hard work you've been grinding through, Sagittarians. And I mean grinding through is what I'm feeling. And almost to the point where you don't know anything else but wake up and grind. Grind yourself for all the productivity you can get out of you. You know what I mean? It's like you're your own boss. Maybe you are your own boss in some way. But even if you do work for someone else, you're stricter on you than your own boss is. Or you kind of have this, maybe just a standard for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that, Sagittarians. It's a beautiful thing. I do feel Spirit kind of cautioning, though, that it does leave you imbalanced. And the goal for this Venus retrograde might be to get you back in balance. So I'm seeing the Justice card and the Hangman. Okay. Okay, so there's a surprise coming your way. Get excited. You've got 24 here and the space between words. All right, this is short and sweet, okay? Enter the space and let go, for your time to receive is upon you, and be blessed. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of that. All right. That didn't hit the way I thought it would. Hold on. There is a space forming around you now. Sometimes when we sense this subconsciously, we feel exhilarated and excited, anxious and nervous, and not even sure why we feel this way. There is a sense perhaps that we wouldn't mind having a map of this unknown terrain, okay? Or perhaps we are happy to wing it and make it up as we go. Either way, there is just space to be, and that's the new part of this. Sagittarians, I don't know, for this group that I'm tapped into right here, right now, I don't know that you've ever known space to just be, where there were no expectations of you, there was no work demanded out of you, there was no part to play, role to inhabit, thing to do. Have you ever just had the space to be? Ooh, without the pressure to do more, or be better, or don't be lazy, or don't do, you know, all those things like weighing you down. This feels like freedom from that. Thank you, God. That's beautiful. Okay, so either way, there is space to just be. It is a receiver for the divine presence. If you have a lot of space of unknowing around you, now or within you, then just know that there's a lot of divine presence being received. It can't be explained really. It just happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all. So this is how you are integrating the knowledge and awareness of the beauty of, yes, letting your femininity or letting your intuition lead you, but really kind of wrapping your mind and maybe even your heart and your spirit around the fact that the feminine intuition is so much larger and it requires so much more than we're made to believe, and that it deserves the space to be received. And it's not quick all the time. Sometimes you have to sit still for an uncomfortably long amount of time before that feminine wisdom can fully articulate itself to you. So this is something that's slowly churning within you, or learning how, yeah, it's almost like if you want to personify your feminine wisdom, meaning like look at it as an entity or a part of you, something outside of you. Excuse me for shaking the camera like that. If you want to do that, then that energy is trying to connect with you, trying to reach out to you, trying to learn how to talk to you. That's what it is. Trying to learn how to communicate with you. It's developing a language that only you're going to be able to understand, Sagittarians. So this might even push that whole cusp of prophecy thing for you, like push your gifts a little bit to discover the meaning, discover the truth, discover the gifts in between the words. So when you're not hearing necessarily any downloads from spirit, or you don't feel overly guided in one or more directions, how do you still let your feminine intuition, how do you still stay a receiver in those moments of quiet when there's necessarily nothing to receive, or seemingly nothing? You're receiving a lot all the time, but seemingly nothing. So be mindful that you aren't only operating out of your intuition for action purposes. It's almost like the divine feminine energy within this message is like spend time with me just because you like to be with me, not because you want something from me. Okay, so just be mindful that you're not overusing your intuition, overusing any gifts that you've received, okay? Like giving yourself some space and some time to break out of a routine, or space and time to break, space and time for that feminine wisdom to break through to you. Okay, so give whatever this is, however this is hitting you, a little bit more time, Sagittarians. And that's uncomfortable. I can feel it. It's like uncomfortable to think of giving this more time, or being more still, or stretching your patience even more. It's an uncomfortable long amount of time, but it does mean that you have a lot of divine hands working in your life right now, and you need to allow them to make something happen for you, okay? Because what will happen for you is this gift. So it's not stillness because you're stagnant. It's almost stillness because you're moving so fast. You know, like if you ever seen like a video sped up so quick that it just looks like the person's levitating or floating, or something's just like hovering. That's what you're doing. You're hovering right now. All right, so what's this? Feminine. Let the feminine lead the way with the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles. Your masculine energy ain't having it. Ooh. Because you know why? The Hierophant is used to leading. Or maybe your Hierophant energy is feminine. Take it only as it resonates. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. No, I definitely feel like the Hierophant is holding on to the power a little bit. You might be experiencing a little bit of a power struggle within yourself during Venus's retrograde, which is something you're going to have to walk away from. Or you're going to need to recognize what connections, relationships, partnerships you have here, Sagittarians, that don't allow you the space in the room to let your feminine energy lead the way. So some of you could be making an exit from the corporate world. Some of you could be finding a new environment where there's more flexibility so that you can flow in accordance with your own feminine energy. Okay, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So this could feel like a Mercury retrograde for you. Maybe Venus and Mercury will be doing some sort of dance for you, Sagittarians, during this transit. Or you could have Venus in your third house. Two of Swords, Page of Swords, okay? It can be very hard to wait on your feminine intuition or your femininity when you are itching to make a choice in a movement, or again, you're having a hard time sitting still. So it's like there's nothing wrong with your intuition. It's just you not wanting to sit still enough, and that's okay. Like, we all have our things. But I think this can be a really beautiful learning moment for you, Sagittarians, if you allow it. Yeah. Gifts received with the Page of Pentacles. I just heard every gift matters, no matter how small, or no matter your perception of its value. Ooh, no matter your perception of its value. Magician energy with the King of Cups. Okay. With the Strength energy. It doesn't matter your perspective on its value. I don't know why I keep wanting to say that. It doesn't matter your perspective on its value. Maybe you've been only valuing yourself here, Sagittarians, based off of the way other people value you. Or whether they did or didn't. You might be basing your worthiness on other people's actions. Totally normal, natural, and human. I think a lot of the collective consciousness will be shedding that habit, or really detaching from that behavior, which is always good. Yeah. Got the Nine of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands. This gift, this Page of Pentacles, is going to bring you into the Nine of Pentacles quite quickly. So where you maybe feel like, I'm at the 7, I don't know what to do, I don't know which way to go, I don't know which direction to choose, I don't really know what's wrong, I don't know why this isn't working. 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. You're going to get this Page of Pentacles, maybe from a King of Cups, Magician energy. Okay. Could be a Cancer, doesn't necessarily have to be. That will elevate you into this 9 of Pentacles, or put you, or give you, or shift you the way that you need to be shifted. Again, further confirmation of that, the Ace of Pentacles. You've got the Fool energy with the King of Wands. Wow. Wow. I feel like this is why maybe your perception or perspective of the value of that Page of Pentacles is something you really want to be mindful of, Sagittarians, because it feels like it's an Ace of Pentacles. I mean, all the pages are the exalted energy of an ace, okay? But it coming along with the Fool and the King of Wands, you're entering this 9 of Pentacles phase or season of life with a mastery on your spiritual intuition. So again, where you were maybe seeing yourself struggle or feeling like you weren't necessarily clicking with your own feminine intuition, or your intuition in general, your femininity, or whatever the case may be, you are. But it's, again, it's the action, the King of Wands. It's what's going to help you enter into that kind of like, I know I say alignment a lot, right? I feel like that's a word that's so, I don't want to say, well, overused. Yeah, it's overused a little bit, but I maybe overuse it a little bit. But the love, that's what I'm saying. Come on now, Spirit. The Lovers. This is the path that your soul wants to be on. This is what's after the Fool energy, or this is where the Fool energy heads. This could even be, quite honestly, something that the divine is doing in your favor. Almost as if, let's say the intention was to make you feel small with that Page of Pentacles offer from this King of Cups, or, you know, to manipulate you into thinking that that's all you're really worth, is just this Page of Pentacles. You're not this big, grandiose kind of energy. And I don't even know why I'm saying big and grandiose. That's, yeah, I feel like, oh, with the Peacock, maybe somebody thought they could humble you, Sagittarians, or they attempted to. You're not as good as you think you are. You're not as influential as you think you are. You're not as on point as you think you are. You don't really have any gifts, like that kind of thing. Like, that's interesting. That's very interesting. But nonetheless, I don't think that that's how that's landing in your life. I feel like the divine is switching that and transmuting that into your favor. Yeah. Yep. Celebration. 3 of Cups. Temperance. Transmuting that in your favor. The 3 of Wands. With the Emperor. The King of Swords. And the 8 of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. It's almost like somebody was coming in with this Page of Pentacles or this Ace of Pentacles as if you didn't know. How could I say that, Spirit? It's almost like as if you didn't know what you were doing, or like you didn't have pentacles built up under your belt. Somebody underestimated you and your ability to stabilize yourself or your intellect in some way. We got swords here with the King of Swords and the King of Wands and the King of Cups. So you could definitely be in masculine energy, which is why Venus retrograde would be challenging you to let your feminine lead. You're used to being the emperor, the action taker, and Spirit's asking you to take no action. And that could be something you are transmuting and learning from here with Temperance. Interesting. Yeah, you got Death to follow with the Queen of Swords. Okay, so we got a pair out here. The World, the Sun, love that, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is the transformation of your inner Queen of Swords. This is the transformation of your inner King and Queen of Swords. Where you get to hold on to the lessons that the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords have taught you and integrate that into your awareness with this world energy. And then use that knowledge to positively shift your reality, the Magician energy with this Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Change the narrative, shift directions, and pivot. Somebody could have even underestimated your ability to pivot. Like they almost felt like you wouldn't know what to do. Like they had, that's crazy. Like they had you confused or caught up, or you wouldn't be able to figure something out. Well, no. Any sort of intention like that, the divine is transmuted into something that was absolutely figure-outable for you. Matter of fact, it closed out a cycle because you do have the World and the Fool here too. So what was maybe meant to delay you only aligned you. And the Ace of Wands was flipped up in the deck. Right. And what? You got the Four of Swords. Okay, I guess these want to come out. The Four of Cups in reverse. So you are no longer ignoring your feminine intuition. You now know when to let your feminine lead the way. Whereas you were maybe more only trusting your masculine energy. That's the truth. You're finding the intelligence in your feminine energy. So maybe there's a lot that has broken off of your mental and your perspective. Where it's like, oh, there's no such thing as intuition, or sitting still and being in receptive mode isn't going to create or build or grow anything. And then it's like you're being proven wrong here, Sagittarians. Or this aspect or this mentality is being neutralized to be like, oh, wait, no, yeah. The hand of the divine could also bring me a cup of intuition, just like they can bring me a sword of intuition, or a wand of intuition, or a pentacle. Whoa! Not me just listing off all the aces and they're low-key all here. Wait. Sword, pentacle, and wand? All we're missing is the cup? Ooh, yeah. So you can definitely expect a lot of positive energy on the other side of this Venus retrograde, should you choose to. Six of Swords in reverse. Should you choose to have faith here, like there's a real need here, Sagicorn, for you to activate that 9th house energy. Because that almost feels like the only way you're really going to get through this or get to that full energy. You have to let yourself spiritually grow beyond what you're comfortable with knowing. So you're expanding in a way that might be uncomfortable for you, but it is expanding you, and it's going to lead you to exactly where you want to be. Yeah, where you want to be. That's huge. Not just where you need to be, but where you want to be, Sagicorns, okay? So keep the vision. Let your feminine energy, your feminine principle do its thing, okay? It's cultivating and bringing and calling in these aces so that you can get into the magician energy and create this new path, a new way forward from a space of absolute like peace of mind and surety within the self is what I feel. Wow, I love it. Let's pull a little bit more. Okay, friendship. So maybe this offer is friendship that's coming forward. And maybe that's what I was talking about. Don't underestimate the value of friendship. Don't underestimate those small, seemingly small gestures and offers or connections, right? Yeah, now listen. Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine's been peeking out in this deck a couple times through this series, and now we got the Divine Feminine. So you are absolutely learning how to build a relationship and friendship, at least, with your Divine Feminine energy by letting her lead the way, trusting her intelligence. And I am saying her because it is feminine, okay? But you could be a masculine who's in Divine Feminine energy. Take it as it resonates. And hopefully y'all being here over on Patreon with me, you know that, okay? It's such a habit to say from doing the public reads over on YouTube, just because so many random people will come across it and not understand what they're listening to, or trying to pull, you know, one answer out of something and not connecting with it as a whole. So there you go, romantic love. Okay, 5th chakra, 2nd chakra. So you might be getting some communication from a Divine Feminine, or you might be this masculine energy, all these kings coming out here, who is going to feel called to communicate your desire for friendship with your Divine Feminine, okay? Throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully, right? So sharing the truth of what you feel. Multi-dimensional. Okay, so the energy of friendship, supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. So what you might be coming into a deeper awareness of during Venus's retrograde is just how much mutual affection your feminine energy has for you. Maybe through your life experiences, finding that healing and connection through masculine energy was filling a void. And so now it's almost like the feminine energy is maybe saying, hey, I'm also important too. Like, let's integrate all of us together, kind of a thing, right? Or it could be vice versa. Maybe it has been feminine energy that's been lacking, you know? And so now you're getting an opportunity to balance yourself out by embodying more or connecting with your Divine Feminine energy. All right, and the sacral chakra helps us to navigate our lives through our emotions and supports our ability to enjoy the sensual world. And that's what leading through your feminine energy allows you to do. It allows you to gain information from subtle sources, okay? And it also builds an immense amount of trust in spirit. Like, I don't know, dare I even say, anyone who maybe feels or doubts the presence of the divine or the presence of God or the universe or a higher power or nature, the force, the intelligence that moves all of this, is disconnected from feminine energy. Doesn't respect, doesn't believe in, doesn't cherish, doesn't value feminine energy. Anyone who truly values feminine energy, not from a space of use and abuse, because there are a lot of people that understand the value of feminine energy, but they will use it and abuse it for their agenda. They'll use it and abuse it for themselves with no disregard to the feminine vibe that they're taking advantage of. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who understand that, but they'll use it to their gain. They won't use it, or not even use it, they won't connect with it, because using and connecting, yeah, two opposite things. They won't use the feminine energy, they'll connect with it, which shows a state of reverence. It's not something for you to gain possession of and treat like a toy or treat like a tool in a way, or treat like, again, personified. It doesn't matter. It's something for you to embody and connect and nurture and maintain and sustain. So maybe there is a masculine energy learning that about femininity or about the role of women just in general. This could have been a masculine who had very, very traditional, hierophant, Four of Pentacles, holding on to the patriarchal, traditional view of women. Like, there's no way they can be really smart. Men are the superior species. Women are only good for childbirth. They should be seen and not heard, you know, because what good could ever truly come from a woman? Because they're all evil and they're all spiteful and they're all just gold diggers, when men are the original gold diggers. Let's just put that out there, okay? Men are the OG gold diggers because they can't survive without women, regardless of your sexual orientation. There's a reason why that sense of duality within unity exists. So I say all that to say someone is definitely awakening to the truth of the power of divine feminine energy, and maybe having a moment of, ooh, okay, like I see where I maybe misstepped here a little bit, or maybe even judgment being called in here, okay? Ooh, that was a mouthful. Somebody need to hear that. You got soul, okay? So multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal, and soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine feminine. Closer to the higher realms. There is such a thing as like womb envy in men towards women, because women bear life and have that kind of connection with children. There is innate, it's natural, it's very, very deep embedded in the masculine blueprint or structure, consciousness. And that could be what's shifting here, which is beautiful. So you could be kind of reflecting the larger collective shifts that are happening, Sagittarians, but this could be something that's definitely real and tangible in your relationships here, or even just within yourself. Yeah, reflection. And 6th chakra. So here are the chakras you got to focus on here for Venus's retrograde, okay? The 2nd, the 5th, and the 6th. The 3rd eye chakra supports our inner sight and intuitive abilities, right? And reflection. I'll just slide here in the middle. The energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplations of self and others, right? So someone is in a deep, deep state of reflection around how they've been operating, how they've been showing up in their relationships, what ideologies and perspectives are outdated, or again, the parts of them that they've been disconnected from, which has been disconnecting them from others, or seeing people in specific ways, even when it comes to friendship. So this is even down to just the simplest of connections for either you here, Sagittarians, or for someone connected to you. this could be what's happening. So that's beautiful. This is going to be a very, very beautiful awakening for you, Sagittarians, or for those connected to you. Let me know if any of this resonates with you in the comments. I love to hear from y'all. And I will see you all in our next one. All right? Love you lots. Namaste.